Hello, welcome to the channel. Welcome. I've just remembered. Hello, welcome to the channel. Fuck off. I've just remembered that this road, well, the sign back there doesn't say it's closed, but it has been closed at night from I can't remember when, 10 till 4 or something. So I'm just assuming they've finished the resurfacing. That was for a week. This is Friday. The sign's, it's sitting there but it's turned round. You know the sign where it says road ahead closed? It's actually turned round. Does that mean they just haven't picked it up yet? Is that what that means? It looks, yeah, must be open. Right, so what we're doing tonight is we're doing a different route for a bit of excitement. Bit of excitement tonight. Wow. It is exciting, isn't it? Nice new tar. Bit of clutch judder there. Right, so we're going this way to get to Edinburgh. It's going to take about 15 minutes longer. Probably should have done it when it was daylight. Yeah, should have left it earlier. So the choice is, do we go along the A905 or do we go through Socky? Yeah. Which way do we go? Because each week I try to do it a different way. You know. Try to do it a different way each one. So basically you go straight on here. I think it'd be quicker to go the A905. And that way we could go over the Kincardine bridge. And then next week we can do, I think this, yeah, we'll do it that way. Right over the 10. Squashed it. So my brain's gone to mush because I'm sitting here thinking about all the things I forgot, you know. So I don't know if this is going to be a very exciting video. I mean, it's funny how, so some of the videos I've done, I did one this morning which just had quite a lot of views, well, 120 views or something, which is quite a lot for me for the first, 3 hours or so, and it was me chopping sticks. Yeah. So that seems to go down well. Some of these, like so these nighttime videos like drive-in, they don't get a lot of views. Not really. A lot of the videos just going from here to there sometimes don't get many. But sometimes they do. I'm not totally sure why. It's just some of them are just maybe not that eventful to capture anyone's imagination. And I suppose sitting here listening to me drooling on, maybe it's a bit boring, yeah. If you can't be bothered with that at that time, who knows? It's normally, I suppose, if I'm speaking about something that's different. So usually at the moment I'm going over, what have I forgot? one thing I'd like to do is get the diesel heater going in the van. Because it doesn't like being left not going for a while, because it's very smoky when you start it up. It's actually quite alarming. Really should start up every week. So one of my there's things I'm not happy about in my life, you know, like just things that are not happening. One thing I need to do every week is start that Granada up. I think I should do it every week. I should go somewhere in the Granada, even if it's Home Bargains or down to the Tesco or something. You know, take it out for a run. I'll do it good, and it's actually quite disappointing that I never seem to get around to doing that. You know, because I like doing my walks and things. So we'll take the car and then go walking. You know, as long as it's somewhere relatively safe. I mean, that's always a worry with the classic car. Somebody pick it up and steal it. Basically, what you'd have to do now is be prepared to die, because I don't think the police would even bother to. You know, if somebody stole something of yours, oh, by the way, we're on a 20 zone. We're doing 30. Free, which would be 30 and probably. Because 20 zones are stupid, and we don't give a shit about them. Yeah, numpties that do 17 mile an hour and everything. Well, they're just idiots. So basically what we'll do is we'll go down, go over Kincardine Bridge, and that way we get over, also go over the Queensferry crossing. If you look at the map from Bannockburn to Slateford, obviously the quickest way is to go on the motorway, and just go on the motorway and go right down. It's also the most boring way. So doing it this way is more exciting, much more exciting. Hello, what's all this then? Oh my god, look at that, there's a fucking Volkswagen, wow, there's a T fucking, do you see that? See, that's exciting, isn't it? Old Volkswagen. I was going to flash them back. I didn't want to do that in case they thought I was inviting them to come out on the road. You know that thing where a signal can be misinterpreted. So I'm in a Volkswagen T4, they're in a T3, I think it's a T3, I don't know, is it? I'm not exactly sure. Because there was the LT and everything, and there was different, the rear engine one. Was it? I know, that was a T, that must be a T2. But you also had the split screen one, didn't you? It's a bit cold in here. I would like to put the diesel heater on. Can you do it when you're driving? Probably, I'd rather pull in and do it somewhere. So we're now in Falkirk district. We're just thinking we could go and have a look around there, Castle Hotel. It's an urban explorer, but you know what? I'm not really into that too much. I did it. I found it quite exciting, I suppose. It's like going somewhere where you shouldn't go. I wasn't breaking and entering because Well, the window was wide open. That's the actual front. The door was open as well. But it was full of kids. Well, upstairs you could hear them. And I thought, I don't want to go and bump into them. It's all a bit weird. It's like, you know, it's actually quite dangerous, isn't it? You've got a bunch of kids in that building that they shouldn't be in. And I shouldn't be in either. You know, it could go horribly wrong. Somebody could get hurt. But yeah, I mean, equally, they've got a bit of fun and a bit of adventure, haven't they? So, yeah, that's that old problem. So, I've spent the last hour watching Jordan Peterson interviewing Tommy Robinson. No, sorry, Douglas Murray. And part of it was talking about Tommy Robinson. So essentially what I got from it was, or what Douglas Murray said, was that so Tommy Robinson's been persecuted by the system. So what Douglas Murray was saying is that he can criticise the system, you know, because he's an academic and he's upper middle class, probably upper class, and Tommy can't because he's working class and he's white, so he's not allowed to criticise the system, and that's why he's being persecuted. And he's sort of sticking to this. Well, I mean, he's done sort of a lot of research into grooming gangs, so he's like a campaigner to get something done about grooming gangs. And I don't think Indy would really disagree with that, but what a lot of people would then do is just go in denial and say it's not really happening, you know, because they don't want to deal with it, because of the certain people who are indulging in that abuse of young females using drugs and alcohol. So there's a certain religion that's associated, that he's associated with that, which is probably accurate, that it is that, or people from that religion, or from the countries that has that religion. And I often did wonder to myself, why doesn't he just, when he's not with his wife, you know, his business is in ruins, why wouldn't it not be better just to give it up, right? But that's the whole point. He's not going to, is he? He's not that type of person that's going to give up, give that battle up. See, I mean, a lot of things are quite ridiculous. Like, some of the sentences has been given out, like 3 years for posting on, I don't know if it's Facebook or Twitter, encouraging people to do horrible things to a mosque. You know, what the hell's going on here? What the fuck's the traffic lights for? Huh? What's that shit for? Oh, that was weird. Right. Temporary bus stop. Right. So, the problem is, like, for Keir Starmer, two-tier Keir, is it's not in his interests to look after our needs, right? So he's looking after his needs and the needs of his superiors, who are World Economic Forum and United Nations. I talk about NATO. So the climate con stammers into it. So I have absolutely no time for Keir Starmer, and I don't think anybody should have. The only people who should have time for him are his fellow criminals from the World Economic Forum. So he has got the ability to lock you up if you go and say really nasty, mean things about mosques. He'll lock you up for 3 years. But you can't stop illegal immigration. And you're not going to get locked up if you get caught doing that. You're going to get put in a hotel. So that's a bit of an issue. The way things are going is worse than I expected. Because this was technically, I would be inclined to be a small C Conservative because I'm nearly 60, etc. But I'm really in the middle. But I mean, the whole political landscape has been pretty much fudged. It doesn't really make any sense. It's a scam. So therefore, that's why I don't vote. That's why. Well, if you indicate too early, it could mean that you're intending to turn off into services. So here we are heading down. This is the A. See it says there, end of motorway, right? End of motorway. There's 2 cyclists, foreigners went down here. So the lights, the lights that you're seeing over there, there. That's why the fuck? That's the Queensferry crossing. Why is that way over there? Wow. That's quite misleading. I was wondering if that was a reflection on the... maybe a reflection instead of... it seemed to be quite far back. Oh no, that's the pylons. That's why that is. I've seen them from miles away. That's the actual pylons. I think that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the actual bridge. I'm looking at the pylon on one side of the river, and the pylon on the other is what I'm looking at. Right. Okay. That makes sense. It makes sense. So, I haven't thought about having a picnic in that roundabout actually. So, there's a lot of activity going on here. I don't exactly know what it is. Just renewing the bridge. I take it. Probably. So we're going over the Kincardine Bridge. So we're now going over the River Forth. Just like nothing. It's just one of these things I'm so used to it. And my mother was at the opening of this bridge in 1936. Our uncle came down in a Riley. And God, it must be quite an old Riley, eh? If it's 1936. I mean, that was... yeah, well, it might be made in 1930 or something, isn't it? O'Reilly. Or the late 20s. Yeah, that must have been old. But I'm just going by what she told me. So, I mean, it's sort of like hazy memories. My memory about what she told me and her memory about telling it So this is Kincardine. So we should be into Fife now. I think this is Fife. Yeah. So this is quite exciting going this way. Could come back this way, I suppose. Could do tomorrow. So go over the Queensferry crossing. So I go to visit my friend South Alloa, which, you know, is no far from Trees interchange. So I've got the reason I'm using the new phone on the app, which freezes, is if it works well, it's the best. It's best at night. It's also, I've got it on airplane mode, because the problem, I suppose, is that the reason the phone misbehaves or doesn't work properly is probably because it's got its workload. It's doing too much other stuff. So that's how I've shut all the pages off, put it on airplane mode. Hopefully it'll not freeze. So the intention is to go over the Queensferry crossing and down to Hermiston Gate as usual. You know, could turn off and go down to, you know, to, is it called, what's that road that takes you into, well, takes you to Ferry Road? Why did I say Ferry Road? I didn't mean to say it. Well, I'm going to go over the bridge and then down towards over Kirkliston on the motorway. We could avoid motorways and we could come up, like, you could even go through Kirkliston. You'd have to go through Queensferry. It's a bit of a hassle going into Queensferry, I've always found. So what is life all about and everything? And I've got this, like, it feels like I don't see the point of things anymore, and it's like, are you just living for a bit of pleasure? What is pleasure? Alcohol, you know, food, sex, buying shite, buying stuff. You know, is that what we live for? So we can buy shite, buy food, buy alcohol, we don't have to buy sex. I don't have to buy it, but some people have to. I'm not interested in DRUGs. I don't take them. Well, apart from the NHS medication. So what's life all about? Well, it's short-term gratification. Is all we're really here for. Just I've been watching Mr. Ballen quite a lot. I mean, I go through phases of watching specific YouTubers. So I've been watching Mr. Ballen. I think it's B. Allen, that's why he's called Ballen. And there was one story I find it hard to get out of my head today, but it's still in my head, and if you carry on listening to this, it'll be in your head as well. So am I trying to tell people not, like, to switch off now and stop listening to me? Or shall I just, I can't really not say, I've got to tell you what the story is. It's not very nice, it's quite hard to, essentially it's Australia, they're out fishing, I can't remember where it was, Queensland or something. I don't know what coast it was off. They're out fishing, and one of them falls overboard. Coast Guard comes out. This is a true story, by the way. Coast Guard comes out searching. You know, they search. Everybody searches. Can't find them. After a while, a few hours, they just have to give up. Sadly, he's feared drowned, you know. So this is a horrible story, by the way. So then they thought, right, what we're going to do? Well, we've come. They'd only just got there, you know. They went out fishing, and I was like, cost a lot of money and all the rest of it. So what would you do? Well, I know that. What would you do? What would I do? But it's like, well, we're here. We need to make some money, you know. We loved our colleague, our friend and colleague, and he's drowned. That's the only thing they can really. That's pretty obvious because they've seen him falling in the water, so it must be drowned. So they decide to carry on fishing. You know, and I'm watching this going, oh well. I would probably do that as well. I don't know what I would do. You know, I was thinking, well, maybe if they carry on fishing, they might get his body, you know, in the nets. So they fished and they didn't get his body in the nets. They fished, got a fantastic catch, blah blah blah. Went back ashore and then they sold their catch. So the catch is in the fish factory. It's this fucking huge big cod thing. Wow, cool. And guys cutting it open, and there's a guy's heads inside the cod. Big huge cod. That's a horrible story. But on the other hand, at least they know. You know, because it like sharks and all sorts in the water. You know, there's Australia, fucking hell, you know. It's like, it's not a great place to fall overboard, is it? You know, you really don't want to be doing that. And so that's a gruesome story that was floating around in my head. So I hope you didn't listen to that. Right. What else could we talk about? Finding this journey a bit more pleasant than going down the motorway, I suppose, but in the grand scheme of things, it's probably not really very clever because, well, the motorway would be safer, definitely. Because as you can see, I've gotten in the way of people here because this van doesn't go very fast. So I'm doing 50, and I've got a truck coming up behind me now as well. So we're getting to this right. It's at A905 we're going on. This is the A905. So we need to go down to, I think it's at Edinburgh, and then we go on the motorway. And it's just a change, a nice little change. Bit of excitement. I've got a bit Arctic lorry gaining on me. Don't want to hold them up. There's a car behind it. So this is a roundabout. So we need to go. No, it's A685, right? A985, yeah. I've been on this roundabout. I quite like this roundabout. It's just quite a bonny one, you know. And they started building loads of houses up there. Well, there's terrace fencing and that. I don't know how far they've got with it. they were sort of, it looked like they just put the fences and that up. There's farmers getting him, been busy, trying to get everything in. But they're desperate for a pint, probably. Right, so that's one thing that I really miss, and it could be part of my. So because of what I did. So one thing I'd like to point out is that I was watching. Let's talk about this. I was watching GB News tonight earlier on, and there was the presenter and there was 3 guests invited on to talk about a topic, and they were talking about what I've been talking about, which is jail sentences. You know, of recently, in the last 3 weeks, because there's riots and that happened. And there's this woman, and what she talked about a lot was racism. You know, that was like her main kind of go-to topic, was racism. And I just thought, well, say like me for example, I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but I don't even know how I got to this thread, but if I'm talking to you lot, or everybody, about, or if I was on that show, I shouldn't mention the fact that I changed my fucking gender, right? Because it shouldn't be the main provider of my existence. In other words, I shouldn't be making money out of it. So that's where that lady, she was, her ethnicity would have been African, you know, black, African skin. And so I just thought, well, you're actually living off that. You know, constantly going on and bringing that up. Everything's seen through that prism. And it's all grievance stuff. And then they get looked after really well in this country. As do the other one, the transgender ones as well. You know, I mean, they're looked after. They'll more than likely get let off with shit and probably get benefits and a bit like that. You know, it's like, are they really going to function in a normal way and have a normal job? I'm a bit doubtful. Probably not. You know, be honest about it. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being realistic about it. You know. So they're going to get. But back to what we were talking about with Tommy Robinson, white working class from Luton. The system hates them. They fucking hate him. I know people that, because I was at college and that, and they hate him. The lefties. They hate him because he's anti-Islamic. Well, I don't even know if he is. Maybe it'd be better if he sort of clearly set out what he's actually saying. I mean, nobody wants grooming gangs. Wow. Cool. Wow. I did back off there to let them get in. And they didn't seem to realise I had. I could have flashed me in, that might have cost a bit more. Could have blinded some of the other drivers. You know. Do you know what? Overdo it. Let them get on with their own destiny. Let's be the authors of their own destiny. So I'll know how long this is taking, because the video will tell me. So I reckon it's probably about an hour, which normally I could get in, probably in its Slateford in about 45 or 50 minutes. So from that point of view, it's probably not a good idea coming this way. Although it is a bit more exciting, isn't it? Do you think it's exciting? Do you? So dip. I was just saying, have I remembered my peace box? You know, it's like, that's like the most important thing. Yes, I have. Worrying about all sorts of shit. Yeah, so Well, I don't know how I got into that subject, but basically it was kind of like something along the lines of, I don't know what the hell it was about. I don't know why I started talking about that. I don't know. My great uncle lived in Rosyth. It's my dad. That would be the Dows. My dad took fags to him on the bus. So it gives you, like, my dad spoke about the family and that. He would get in a bus and go to Ayr or something, or Rosyth or wherever fucking hell it was, and give tobacco to people. Or I think it's like a family thing. You might say, well, why didn't they just get tobacco themselves, you know? I think it's like keeping connected, isn't it? But I mean, that life is long gone. And these people are long gone. It's a different world we're in now. It's far removed from what the world that they lived in, and the life that they had. It's just not the same. Stirling is a very much different place, I'd say, probably. All these places are different. And things change, and you know, in another 20 years' time I'll be gone, and nobody will give a flying fuck. Government will probably end up getting what I've got, because my children are dumplings, and because they don't fucking listen to me. They don't even speak to me, let alone listen to me. Just say, there's not a lot I can do about that, really. It is what it is, as I say. I don't normally use that phrase, but in this case it is. It is what it is. It's, you know, you can't change things. You can't go and make somebody like you. But if you're related to somebody, it doesn't mean to say they're going to like you. They don't like you. So there's loads of people like me, but they don't like me. Rosyth's 1 mile. This must be Rosyth then. I thought this was in Kincardine. I think the fundamental meaning of life, I would say, would be to have children. If you have children, so it's about time I had a wee moan about. I'm trying to avoid. It says Rosyth. I'm trying to avoid going on about female boxers. You know, and sort of misogyny. People who are demanding that women's spaces, women's sport, is only allowed women in it. You know, and so they're starting to get all critical about chromosomes. You know, the whole thing was so bizarre. It was actually incredibly stupid. And I've kind of decided probably that I'm going to I'll see, but I'm probably not too keen on watching any of Craig Houston's videos now. But maybe I'm just being immature, you know, maybe I'm just being overreactive, but I was terribly disappointed in that. And I've got some kind of moral compass, you know, you've got to have some kind of standards, and I just think it was like wrong. Maybe he could argue that I misinterpreted what he said. Actually, he doesn't give a fuck, because he doesn't want to enjoy me fucking hanging around his fucking channel, does he? Right? And that's a fact, you know. So, there's a fucking electric car. I think that's probably the truth. Why would you want me hanging around, making comments, being a thorn in the side? Being awkward, saying awkward things. Anyway, so so I now know why I was talking about the lady that kept mentioning racism all the time. It's because I think about quite a lot my life as a male, right? When I was young, well, obviously younger, because I transitioned in 2010. So that's over 14 years ago. But I'm talking about before that, like earlier than that, was M90 South. going for a pint, you know. It's very dark here, isn't it? Going for a pint, it's a wonderful experience. You know, going to a pub and just standing there and having a nice pint and talking to people, other men, normally. It's usually, yeah. And I really sort of miss that. You know, really, a lot. Although, so you can say, well, why don't you just go for a pint then? And, well, probably because it might not be safe for me to go to a pub. There's so much happened in my life that it might not be appropriate to go there. It's be like, oh, who the fuck? Like, people are going to go, who the fuck's that? What's your name? Oh, it's Lucinda. And they'll go, fuck, one of them weirdos, you know. It's like, because what happens, you get a lot of women don't like transgenders or anybody that's not, you know, anybody that's not heterosexual or playing that game, as in living a heteronormative life. You know, that they don't like it. I'm not saying all of them don't, but quite a considerable amount of women don't like that. So there's a lot of men. So, right, men might want to fuck you, right? The ones that. So then that's also why women don't like you, because you're competition for these men, right? So that's awkward. So also, I don't want to. Also, if I go out, that's not why I'm going out. You know, to have sex with somebody. You know, I don't overshare, but I have that sorted somewhere else, right? I don't need to go to a pub for that, so I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea either. So it's all really fucking awkward. Maybe I'm just overthinking the whole thing. Oh, it's quite windy. And so that's kind of like the hazards I've got. Somebody in my situation. Fucking hell. It really is windy. Going to the pub. So where I live, where's the pub? Well, there's pubs within. I think maybe I'm using it as an excuse. I really miss it and I'd love to do it. But the other fact of the matter is, look at me, I'm driving right now. How the fuck can I go to the pub? I can't. Because you're not allowed to drink in Scotland. The drink driving limit is so low that you can't even have a pint. You'd be over the limit. So I don't ever drink. So when am I going to do that? Well, I really should try and do it. And I'm probably overthinking. I'd probably, if I could find a pub in Stirling that I could go to, and maybe just have a couple of pints. That's the thing. I'm getting older now, so I'm not. I mean, at one time I could go and drink 10, 12 pints. You know, no problem. Now I can't do. I couldn't function. I couldn't do that. So now, yeah, I could have 3 or 4 pints or 5 maybe, and sit there and enjoy it. I don't want to start falling out with anyone, have an argument with somebody. You know, and that's just. So really, I really miss that. It's missing out of my life, and it's kind of my own fault really. The choices I've made. I think I know that alcohol and all the rest of it has got implications for your health and stuff, detrimental. At the same time, if you do it in a civilised manner, it's a wonderful experience. You know, and I need to really. I've got a sort of hang up about the way I look and everything. And I've got this friend, he's got the same problem. His name's Mark. He's a man, right? But he's got autism. He's just a bit. He says he's got autism and he's got a diagnosis of autism, right? Well, that was the Queensferry crossing. It seems to be really windy all of a sudden. And I never noticed any wind when I was going up the A9 5. But anyway, so he's got this kind of weird look that he does. He can be really annoying person, to be honest, but he's got this kind of grin, a bit like that dog, Muttley, a bit like that, like hee 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 hee. Or I don't know, I think it was Muttley, and I think there's people taking the piss out of him. He equally agrees with me. He doesn't want to go out for a pint either because of that, so he doesn't go to pubs either because people start on him. So it's not just me that's got problems, socialisational problems. Because what actually happened was, I'm sort of, okay, we're going to mention the gender stuff here. I've sort of gone against it. So, you know, I don't want to, I'd rather be male, is what I was before. But I can't really, because I went too far, so I can't really do that. So that's why, instead of, I've just got to like keep a low profile and not, that's partly why I don't really speak to people that much out and about. Although I do speak to them a wee bit, but, so we've got a choice now. Could turn off and go in that way, to go across. I think we'll just go this way. I feel like I've been driving for quite a while. I think it's definitely taking a lot longer, you know, than normal. So I think we'll just go into Hermiston Gate. I do hope there's no roadworks when they go. I don't know how many views this video's going to get. I've got a feeling it's not going to be a lot, but so that's my hang up, is that I don't feel that I could really go to a pub or something, or not comfortably anyway. Tractor unit, you know, not that comfortably. So I do miss it, yeah. I mean, I keep saying, oh, I'm going to go for a pint. I mean, Wetherspoons would be a pub I should go to, down in Stirling. I mean, I should really do that. There's so much I could be doing, and I just like, I don't know if a lot of people are like that. I just can't seem to get around to doing it. You know, it's like going on the bus, you know, or going somewhere unusual, Dundee or Aberdeen or something, or even just going there and going to fucking a pub and then coming back again, Wetherspoons, you know? It's about trying to be happy in your own company. You know, so I've got this issue where I'm sort of lonely, but but I'm trying to, I think it's just like trying to avoid people, but you're also lonely as well at the same time. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm talking crap, and it's just like, I'm sounding like a whiny little bitch, man. And I apologise. I'm just faking moaning. So here we are. Yeah, it's definitely a lot longer going this way. M9 West closed after Lathallen. Wow. Lathallen Junction. M9 West. I take it that's just at night. Probably. M73's closed. Southbound. That's the other thing I'm going to be doing is the 26th, which will be, I think it must be next weekend. I'll be going down to Sillith. okay, we can talk about videos. So I had these videos for sale, and somebody said they wanted to buy them, and then so they said, so I says, I always say to them, if they're not capable of going, or if I can't deal with them that day, I always say to them, well, message me in the morning. The reason you have to get used to saying certain things to people, because a lot of things can happen with people, so they can make promises and then things change with them. So I'll say, message me in the morning. So so she messaged me in the morning, I'm coming at, it's still alright for 10:30? Yeah. So this was Sunday night, and the weather was pretty bad, and I knew that. There was a thunderstorm or something in the night. So it's not my place to say to somebody, are you sure you can drive in a thunderstorm, right? It's not my place. And also, I don't know, somebody could be coming, they could be coming from round the corner, or they could be coming from Edinburgh, I don't know, right? So then, at 10:30, she messaged me, says, oh, I can't, I'm going to have to reschedule. And I was so fucked off with her, I blocked her. And it was because, I think it might have been an unreasonable thing that I did. I think it might have been. I was just so pissed off. The reason I was pissed off was I normally go out for a walk on a Monday morning, and I didn't go. You know, I didn't go because she was coming around at 10:30. And, you know, it's like, why the fuck would you leave it till 10:30 to tell me you're not coming around? Because of the weather. She can't drive in bad weather. Like, especially when it's like, who is this fucking dumpling? So I blocked her on Facebook, right? So you've got that function that you can do if you're on, you know, you're on Facebook. So I think it was probably a bit harsh. Anyway, all these videos, it's like, she could have rescheduled and come and got them, and I don't know what I'm going on about this for. It's all fucking, it's like a tenner for like all these boxes of videos to get them the fuck out of my way, right? It's pretty cheap, right? And it's cheap for a reason. It's so that you'll see it and you'll come and buy them. Anyway, so with this other guy from Edinburgh, and he's going on about them. And then, so I was busy this afternoon, so I got some message and it said, oh, are you in this evening? So I answered back, I am in now. Oh, I need to plan things. You know, that's why I messaged you earlier. You know, it's like, well, fuck's sake, you know, I'm sorry, I wasn't on top of the phone, you know. I do other things. It was like, fuck, so then, I suppose, what am I going about? I've actually got, wow, cool bit of driving. Yeah. So you go into the inside lane, back in, and then back into the inside lane again. And so there's somebody, and then I've actually got them in the van. They're going to a car boot sale. But the whole point of it was to get them cheap and get them away, so clear the space for, you know, for fresh stuff. But in actual fact, I'll probably get more than a tenner on them tomorrow. Sell them for £1 each. So I'm just thinking, what the hell am I going to do? I've got to go to Stirling next weekend, next Monday, and I'm going to stay in a hotel Monday night, just near Stirling. I might stay Tuesday night as well. Bridge. It's raining. It's raining again. Oh, it's rain. Oh, don't sing. Don't sing, you'll put them off. No, unsubscribe. The weather forecast for tomorrow is pretty good. It's saying it is quite warm in here now. I don't need the heater on. I was thinking about putting it on earlier. Tired. Hopefully if I get parked up alright, I'm going to go to bed right away. So it shouldn't take too long. I'll just load this video when I go to sleep, and it'll be loaded by the morning. It does look like it's quite a lengthy video. A70 soundtrack closed after Lothianburg. It probably would have been better to do it when there was a bit more daylight, but yeah. I would say probably. So here we are at Hermiston Gate. Here we are at Hermiston Gate. We're going to be taking the A71 city centre. Don't want to be going too fast because stuff falls over. It's quite a sort of short. Well, I suppose there's a lot of people do go around here quite fast. There's that van there. The Enterprise maniac who overtook me and then pulled back in the inside lane. Now it's going, indicating to come over. Right. Oh no, you're going to be over there now. It doesn't know where the fuck they're going. Do they? Huh? I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Weird. Lane discipline non-existent. So nearly there. I need to get my glasses on when we get there, see how long this is taking. The bad news is I might not be able to get parked up, which is a bit of an issue. And if it's taking it, I think it's probably it'll have taken about 15 minutes longer, I think, than going the normal way. Oh, it's not too bad. I put my glasses on there to look at it, and it's like, it made me feel fucking ill. I wasn't driving, I was stopped. It's weird that. Something to do with your, I didn't expect that, to get that sort of car sick thing when you're, like if I'm texting on a bus, sitting in the back of a bus, I can feel ill. You know, something to do with movement outside. We'll need to go back that way sometime as well though, just for, so we can get to go over the Forth Bridge. is that what us humans are on Earth for? Is just to eat and drink? Well, yeah, why not? You know, but as long as you do a bit of balance with it, you know, and try not to, and try and eat some relatively healthy stuff, vegetables and stuff, with your meat, have meat. Always make sure don't listen to this shit about vegetarian crap. That's a really bad idea. All that stuff, right? All these things are being harnessed to make corporations richer. You know, climate crisis and vegetarianism, all these things. There's some rich bastard behind it. Don't take them up on their offers. You know, you'll end up being ill, and don't ever get surgery for something when there's nothing wrong with you. That's what I did. But there was something wrong with me. There was something wrong with my mental, you know, my brain. Well, not brain, my mind. There wasn't really anything wrong with my brain either. So it's hard to explain really, but does that mean there's something wrong with my brain? Well, it's a thinking strategy, and you'll end up going down some. It's like committing an atrocity, but it's all fairly normalised. Doing that, so it's like a choice, and then it's written in such a way that, you know, the medical reports, because you're trying to find, you know, be your true self and all this sort of stuff. But really, you're actually. But then you could also. There's a lot of like other things that are not natural, you know. But I mean, I argued like fuck with people that said it's not natural. You know, instead of going, well, maybe they're right. I was obsessed with it. I didn't listen to anyone. You know, I wouldn't listen to any. I took everything the wrong way. I was fundamentally quite an immature person. I think I don't know if I still am. I mean, probably not, but I was very immature, and I've still got these features of my personality. So there's a guy today. He said to me that I was a migrant or something. You're a migrant, and I went and explained my family tree and everything, and it seemed to upset him. And he was like, "Oh, there's no need for you to do all that. You're just trying to be vain." I still don't really understand what he means by that. How's that vain? I was just explaining it in a sort of logical fashion, where my ancestors come from. So if anybody's a migrant, it's not me, right? You know, my ancestors have been here for a long time, as far as I know, right? There's no evidence to the contrary. So I just like explained all that, and it was like an over-explanation, and it was like he wasn't very happy. But at the end of the day, well, it's up to me. He said something, and I said something, but he didn't like what I said. I'm not saying I didn't like the fact that he said I was a migrant. He was just joking. But yeah, so I suppose I should probably just ignored it. But if you want to see that comment, it's on the migrants are welcome Cumbernauld. I think it's what part of Cumbernauld is that again? Oh, I've forgotten. Carbrain, Cumbernauld. Migrants welcome. Because what it actually said was migrants not welcome. Is what it actually said. And somebody had painted out the not bit. They'd painted it over. Come on. I don't think this junction's just very brilliant, is it? I don't think it's wide enough what they've done to it. And they never help anything, do these bastards in the Edinburgh Council? Bunch of wallies. So thanks for coming along this journey. We're nearly there. So we'll be switching it off as soon as we pull in. The video's long enough as it is. It's more than fucking hell sight listening. You know, I know my sight's not exactly perfect, but sometimes it's like, how the fuck you expect to see everything when people totally disobey the rules of the road? and that includes cyclists. Oh yes, the light is green, but we've got traffic coming towards us. Come on. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. So I've got a big van or something parked up there. You can see that from here. I don't know who that is. I don't know if it's somebody for the car, but probably not. I don't know. Maybe somebody that's in the hotel. In the pub. Wow. Wow. Got a funny feeling that could be. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Bye!